My name is Martha. I am 62 years old. I live in a small apartment now. It is quiet here. The only sound is the rain against the window and the soft tick-tock of the clock. I spent 40 years teaching children how to play beautiful music. I taught them how to listen to the rhythm. I taught them how to feel the melody. I was a good teacher. Every parent in town trusted me with their children. I thought I knew everything about raising a child. I thought I did a good job, but I failed to teach my own daughter the most important lesson. I loved her more than my own life. I gave her everything I had. My time, my energy, my money. But in the end, she did not want my love. She wanted the numbers in my bank account. She wanted the bricks of my house. I thought blood was thicker than water, but I learned that money is louder than love. This is the story of how my daughter left me and how she came back. My husband passed away when Lisa was just 5 years old. It was just the two of us, against the world. We lived in a big old house on Oak Street. It was not a fancy house, but it was full of memories. In the center of the living room stood my most precious possession, an old, upright piano. Lisa grew up on that piano bench. I remember her small fingers trying to find the middle C. I remember her laughter when she played a wrong note. She used to look at me with big, bright eyes and say, "Mommy, when I grow up, I will buy you a castle. You will never have to work again." Those words kept me going. I worked hard. I taught piano lessons from morning until late at night. My fingers ached. My back hurt. But I never complained. I wanted Lisa to have the best. I did not buy new clothes for myself. I saved every penny for her education. Lisa was smart. She did not want to be a music teacher like me. She wanted to be a businesswoman. She wanted success. I was proud of her. I paid for her university fees. I paid for her books. I sent her to the city to study economics. Years passed. Lisa graduated. She became a successful real estate agent. She wore expensive suits. She drove a shiny car. She met a man named Mark. Mark was handsome. He smiled a lot, but his eyes never smiled. He was an investor. He talked about money like it was a god. They got married. I was happy for her. I thought my job was done, but slowly, Lisa changed. She visited me less and less. When she came to the old house, she did not sit at the piano anymore. She did not ask about my health. She walked around the house looking at the walls. She looked at the floor. She whispered to Mark. I heard Mark say things like prime location and market value. They were not looking at a home. They were looking at a product. I felt a cold wind in my heart, but I ignored it. She was my daughter. She loved me, right? One Sunday, Lisa and Mark came for dinner. I cooked Lisa's favorite roast chicken. I made apple pie. I was excited to see them, but they did not touch the food. Mark put his fork down. He cleared his throat. "Martha," he said. His voice was smooth, like oil. "We need to talk about your living situation." I looked at Lisa. She did not look at me. She looked at her plate. "What do you mean?" I asked. "This house," Lisa said softly. "It is too big for you, Mom. It is old. The roof needs repairs. The heating is expensive. It is dangerous for you to be here alone." "I am fine," I said. "I love this house. Your father and I built this life here." Mark sighed. He leaned forward. "Martha, be realistic. You are getting older. What if you fall? What if you get sick? We found a wonderful place for you. It is a senior living community. It is very exclusive." Exclusive. That was Mark's favorite word. "It has doctors, nurses, and activities," Lisa added. "You will be safe there. We just want you to be safe, Mom." They showed me a brochure. The pictures looked nice, but they did not look like home. Then, Mark stood up. He walked over to my old piano. He tapped the wood with his finger. It made a hollow sound. "And this thing," Mark said, "it takes up half the living room. It's just old firewood now. You should get rid of it. It's clutter." My heart stopped. "That is not clutter," I whispered. "That is my life. That is where Lisa learned to play." Mark laughed. A short, dry laugh. "Sentimental value doesn't pay the bills, Martha." Lisa stayed silent. She did not defend me. She did not defend the piano. That night, after they left, I sat in the dark. I played a sad song on the piano. My hands trembled on the keys. Was I a burden? Did they really care about my safety? Or was Mark right? Was I just old furniture that needed to be moved? 2 weeks later, they came again. They brought papers. "Just to look at," they said. I was tired. Maybe they were right. Maybe I was too old. The house felt lonely. I went to the kitchen to make tea. I wanted to be a good hostess. The water boiled in the kettle. I put the teacups on a tray. As I walked back to the living room, I heard voices. The door was slightly open. They thought I was still in the kitchen. "She is going to sign it, Mark." "I know she is," Lisa said. Her voice was not worried. It was excited. "She better sign it," Mark replied. His voice was sharp. "The market is hot right now. If we sell this land, we have enough for the down payment on the penthouse downtown, and the rest goes into the crypto project." I stopped. The tray shook in my hands. The teacups rattled. "But what about the senior home?" Lisa asked. "Is it really that good?" Mark laughed. "It's cheap, Lisa. It's clean enough. Who cares? The important thing is getting the capital out of this rotting house. That old piano is practically termite food anyway. Once she signs, we dump everything." I stood frozen. It was not about my safety. It was not about my health. It was about a penthouse. It was about an investment. I was just a transaction to them. My daughter, the girl I raised with love, was selling my home to buy a luxury apartment. I looked down at the tea. It looked dark and bitter. I did not go into the room. I went back to the kitchen. I poured the tea down the sink. My heart broke that day, but my mind became clear. I did not scream. I did not fight. I realized something painful. If I stayed, they would hate me. They would wait for me to die. I did not want that. The next morning, I walked into the living room. "I will sign," I said. Lisa's eyes lit up. "Really, Mom? That is the best decision. You will be so happy." And Mark smiled. It was a victory smile. I signed the papers. My hand was steady. "But I have one condition," I said. "Anything, Martha," Mark said, taking the papers quickly. "I do not want your senior home. I will find my own place, and I am taking the piano." Mark rolled his eyes. "Fine. Take the junk. It saves us the cost of throwing it away." 2 days later, the moving truck arrived. I packed my clothes. I packed my books. I watched the movers lift the heavy piano. It was the only thing I took. I left the furniture. I left the curtains I made by hand. Lisa and Mark stood by the door, waiting for the keys. I looked at the house one last time. I saw the ghost of a little girl playing in the garden. I said goodbye to her. I walked up to Lisa. She reached out her hand for the keys. I dropped them into her palm. The metal felt cold. Lisa smiled. "We will visit you, Mom. We will help you settle in." I looked her in the eyes. "No, Lisa," I said softly. "You have the house now. You have the money. You have what you wanted." Lisa looked confused. "Mom? But remember," I said, my voice strong, "you don't have a mother anymore. Do not look for me." I turned around. I climbed into the truck next to the driver. I did not look back. I saw Lisa in the side mirror. She stood there, holding the papers, looking small, but I did not cry. I had no tears left. 1 year passed. I rented a small apartment in a quiet part of town. It was not big, but it was mine. I put the piano near the window. I started teaching again. I taught the neighborhood children. Their parents did not have much money, so I taught them for free or for small gifts, a bag of apples, a loaf of bread. Music filled my home again. I found peace. I did not call Lisa. She did not call me, but news travels fast in a small town. I heard the rumors. The investment project was a scam. Mark lost everything. When the money was gone, Mark left too. He took what little was left and ran away with another woman. They lost the penthouse. They lost the old house. It was sold to a developer to pay the debts. One rainy evening, I was cleaning the piano keys. There was a knock on my door. It was soft, weak. I opened it. Lisa stood there. She was not wearing a suit. She was wearing a cheap coat. Her hair was wet. Her face was pale and thin. She looked 10 years older. She looked at me with fear in her eyes. She thought I would close the door. She thought I would scream. I told you so. I looked at her. I saw the woman who betrayed me, but I also saw the little girl who used to sit on my lap. I did not hug her. I did not smile. I stepped back and opened the door wider. "Come in," I said. "It is cold outside." She walked in slowly. She looked around my small apartment. She saw the simple furniture. She saw the old piano. "Sit," I said. I went to the kitchen. I made tea. The same tea I made the day I heard their secret. I placed the cup in front of her. The steam rose up between us. We sat in silence for a long time. The only sound was the spoon touching the cup. Clink, clink. It was awkward. The air was heavy. Then, Lisa's shoulders began to shake. She covered her face with her hands. "I'm sorry, Mom," she sobbed. Her voice broke. "I'm so sorry. I was stupid. I was blind." She looked up at me, tears streaming down her face. "I lost the house. I lost the money. I lost everything. Mark is gone. I have nowhere to go." She looked at the piano. "I wanted to throw it away," she whispered. "And now, it is the only thing left standing." I took a sip of my tea. I looked at my daughter. Pain does not disappear in a moment. Trust is like a mirror. Once broken, you can glue it back, but you can still see the cracks. But I am a mother, and a mother's heart is designed to forgive, even when it hurts. I stood up. I walked over to her. I put my hand on her shoulder. She flinched, then leaned into my touch. I looked at the piano, then back at her. "You lost the house, Lisa," I said gently, "but you still have the music, and you still have the teacher." Lisa looked at me, hope returning to her eyes. "We can play again," I said. "We can start a new song." For the first time in years, my daughter hugged me. It was not a hug of greed. It was a hug of a child who needed her mother. Lisa lives with me now. She works at a bakery nearby. It is hard work, but she is happier. We don't have a big house. We don't have luxury cars, but we have dinner together every Sunday. And this time, we talk. I learned a lot from this journey. I learned that you can teach a child everything, but life will teach them the hardest lessons. People make mistakes. Money blinds us, but love is the only light that guides us back. Families are not perfect. We hurt each other. We break each other. But as long as there is forgiveness, there is a way home. You can sell a house to buy a future, but you cannot buy back the love you sold. Thankfully, love is free if you are brave enough to ask for it. Thank you for listening to my story. If you love your parents, tell them today. Don't wait until it's too late. Like and subscribe for more stories. I have a question for you. Have you ever forgiven someone who hurt you deeply? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. Goodbye, and take care of your heart.